On this episode of Epic Conditions, the invisible element of wind has always captivated man's imagination, but few have succeeded in harnessing the power of its destructive nature.
You're dealing with so much raw power.
Everything's fast, everything is too powerful. You don't have time to react.
In the birthplace of human flight, the next generation of sporting pioneers has come to discover a new form of flying.
There's very few sports out there you can learn how to fly.
In 20 years, the sport of kiteboarding has exploded. At the center of the action are North Carolina's Outer Banks.
This is the mecca of kiteboarding.
But the wind that fuels kiteboarders can also deliver serious danger.
It was blowing really hard, like 60 miles an hour. It was like suicidal.
One little tiny mess up and you're skipping across the water like a rock.
Wind and water unite to propel an already revolutionary sport to greater heights.
It's wind, water, and power.
The Outer Banks are a narrow band of barrier islands stretching for more than 100 miles off the coast of North Carolina. No other chain of barrier islands is as far removed from the U.S. mainland as the Outer Banks.
If you were to look at Hatteras from space, we're just a little strip of sand that's out in the middle of the ocean.
It is constantly a dance with Mother Nature. Our amusement park is what you see out here.
Over the past decade, tourism official Carolyn McCormick has grown accustomed to the legendary winds of the Outer Banks.
The Outer Banks are known for their winds. They're known for their winds because of the way the Labrador Current and the Gulf Stream are meeting. When you bring an Atlantic Ocean, a mysterious and wonderful and treacherous ocean at some points, and you bank them up on a living, breathing chain of barrier islands, you have an intensity of wind that is not found many other places but here.
This powerful wind is generated by the temperature differential between land and water. As warmer air rises from the land, cool air rushes in to fill the void, creating what is known as thermal wind.
It's also very narrow strips of land that don't present any obstruction to the wind.
Wind has always fascinated lifelong sailor and meteorologist David Morris.
We're out here in this marine environment, and the southwesterly wind just cranks here. It's the perfect setup.
These ideal conditions lure wind seekers like kite enthusiast Chris Moore.
There are devices that allow you to move with a kite on land. Harvesting the wind and getting pulled by the kite has really been around for centuries. That also led to kiteboarding. It's really incredible that science has evolved like it has to allow us to play like we do.
Kiteboarding is still a relatively young sport, but its popularity has increased tenfold in the past decade. At the forefront is Kiteboarding magazine editor Aaron Sales.
I feel really lucky to have gotten in the sport 10 years ago when it was really small. I've watched it go from just a few of us to now about 250,000 people worldwide.
Kiters, as these extreme athletes are known, ride a board in the water while simultaneously controlling the power source of the kite.
It takes all these different elements, anywhere from surfing and wakeboarding to guys that are flying hang gliders and paragliders. Our fuel is wind.
With no limit to where this sport is going, a variety of kiteboarding styles has emerged.
There are many disciplines to kiteboarding.
One style is freestyle, where you just throw huge aerials.
Then you have the people coming from a surf background.
Imagine your best surfing session you've ever had and then never having to paddle. And then when you're ready to exit the wave, using the kite like a giant ski ramp and fly off.
In the Outer Banks, kiters can access two radically different water arenas.
We have flat water riding on one side, and we have the best surf on the entire East Coast on the other side, and we literally can walk across the street and get both on the same day.
Professional kiteboarder Sam Bell hasn't specialized in one type of riding. He's mastered them all.
There's not a lot of riders that can do it all, but Sam is the guy taking it to the next level.
Kiting is about taking sessions, going out, riding as much as you can. One day you feel like cruising, you can cruise. If you want to go ride waves, ride waves. We have sliders that we build. I guess we're lucky we get to have it all here. When it's really windy and big waves, your adrenaline's kicking, but you can do whatever you want with it.
Everybody seems to go out there and follow his moves and wants to ride like Sam Bell.
Originally from Puerto Rico, kiteboarding coach Enily Vater was instantly hooked the moment she felt the power of the kite.
There's a fly stuck on the wall down in the hall. She sees it, she knows about everything.
There's definitely endless possibilities of what you can ride, where you can ride, and with who you can ride.
Get yeah. Gonna get in the car, going proud, just to be around. Superstar, put down the top.
The freedom that the sport gives once you're out there. You can go high, you can go fast. You pretty much decide where you're going.
Smile to the left, lurch to the right. Stand up, sit down, fight. Oh my love, you better get out and fight.
You're creating power from the kite, and I think that freedom of you being in control is spectacular.
Determination and daring play a large role in this sport, especially for extreme kiteboarder Dimitri Mariminedes.
Dimitri definitely pushes the limits of kiteboarding every time he goes out. And if we were to send a kiteboarder to Hollywood, it would be Dimitri.
Dimitri, he's just a one case in himself. He has such a unique style.
I'm jumping houses, I'm jumping cliffs, so I'm really pushing the limits. But that's what I like, you know.
He's just a crowd pleaser. Wherever that guy goes and rides, instantly people want to know who he is. Can he teach them? Why is he doing this?
I do everything way up there. For me, every day it's a danger. That's why my wife asked me to go and get insurance.
Next on Epic Conditions, kiters ride a fine line between thrill-seeking and danger in the volatile weather of the Outer Banks.
You can get into trouble. You can get struck by lightning. You can get lofted up in a thermal.
Too much wind, it's good, but there's a limit. Everything's so fast, you don't have time to react.